Hola, welcome or welcome back to my channel, Planning on Purpose, where we talk and share all things planning, financial, functional, and future planning. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are returning, thank you so much for checking back in. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you enjoy watching. My husband and I are empty nesters, proud parents of two amazing daughters, and promoted to grandparents over a year ago to a beautiful granddaughter. In this new season of our lives, we are on a journey to be completely debt-free using a zero-based budget and cash stuffing method. Our biggest goal is to invest, to give, and most importantly, to retire early enough to actually enjoy it. If you are interested in learning more, please continue watching. With that, let's get started. Okay, friends, I am in a rush, so I'm going to make this video as short as possible, but let's get into it. As we know, once October ends and November begins, it is a hustle and bustle time. This is fast and furious. The holidays are approaching. This is also the season where a lot of stress and anxiety starts to really show in a lot of our day-to-day activities. And so today I want to take this time to kind of slow things down. I want us to take a deep breath. I want us to pause and really take this opportunity and this time of the year to center ourselves and focus on planning for 2024. At the end of the year, nobody wants to do it. We are exhausted, we are stressed, we are financially just treading on water at that point. And so we want to take this time where things are pretty slow and pretty calm to actually think about our 2024 goals on the things that we know we can control. We know that there are things that we pay for on a monthly, quarterly, or yearly basis that we can start planning for. And that is the purpose of this video. It is to talk about sinking funds and how we can leverage sinking funds and budgeting to make those monthly amounts, those monthly bills actually work for us on things that we use or things that we enjoy having. Do we need all of them? No. Do we like them? Yes. And again, this is just for inspiration. This is just to provide you with another tool that you can use to anchor in and just really get a hold of your finances. And so while some of these categories will not work for you, again, this is just for inspiration. I tried to be as broad and as general as I could just to give you inspiration on ideas, on things that you currently are spending money on that are automatically withdrawn from your account or you have to pay on a monthly, quarterly, or yearly basis that can definitely help you with this process, okay? If you have never done this and you are not sure of the amounts, I do not encourage you to guess. I do not suggest that you assume. I am encouraging you to go into your accounts, into your bank statements, and actually highlight these items on your bank statements. You want these numbers to be as accurate as possible. Guessing and estimating will only get us into trouble. It is an exercise that some of us don't want to do, but it is a good way of getting us to get a handle on what our monthly expenses are. In my future videos, I will cover how I've done that in the past and how I continue to do that and how it has helped me really hone in on where I am wasting money and where I can leverage my money. Again, using the zero-based budget in mind, that's the goal, is to give every dollar a job. So without further ado, let's get started. You only need a couple of basic instruments, and this is assuming that you have gone through your bank statements, you have made highlights, and you know what the amounts are, okay? You need basic instruments. You need a highlighter of some kind, a pen, a pencil, or eraser. I'm a pencil eraser girl, and let me know if I'm the only one that never uses the eraser on my pencils. Please don't let me be the only one. I know there are many of you out there. If you are one of those people, can you please just comment and make me feel like I'm part of a community of people that don't use the erasers on their pencils? Okay. So you just need basic instruments. I am a pencil to paper planner, budgeter. There are people that love to do everything on their phone and love to do things I don't want to overcomplicate things, because the minute we start looking for the right app, the right Excel spreadsheet, to write this, to write that, we are never going to get started. We are going to get stuck in that hamster wheel of just trying to find the right thing to do or the right instrument to use. And at the end of the day, we all have a pen or a pencil and paper of some kind, even if it's the back of an envelope of mail that you receive. We don't need to overcomplicate this. You can use a blank sheet of paper. One thing that I want to offer, because one of my struggles was I was spending so much time looking for a sinking funds tracker that was really basic, no colors, no anything, just very black and white, very basic, with enough lines, and that the lines were big enough. I had such a hard time finding it. I was wasting so much of my time looking for one that I just finally said, Lisette, just create it. And so this is what I'm creating. And because sharing is caring, I am offering you this free printable to this sinking fund tracker. All I'm asking is that you like, subscribe, and just comment if you have something nice to say. So this is free for all of you. As I continue to expand and as I continue to grow in this community that I so love, and to hold myself accountable, I will be providing more printables. My goal is to maybe offer you a free printable once a month. If that's something that you're interested in, or you have an idea for a printable, please comment and let me know, because I would love to create one. All right, so let's get started. You need basic instruments, pencil, eraser, a calculator. My other goal this year is to be on my phone less, and because I'm using my phone to record, I really can't use it as a calculator. But if you have a calculator handy, use that. Let's get away from blue screen and using our phones for everything, right? Let's just go back to old school. Let's use a calculator. So I have my little trusted calculator. I got this really cheap on Amazon, super cheap. I think it was like $7, I think, or maybe $9. Inexpensive, but I love it. I love the noise the keys make. All right, let me move this and let's get started. So these are general categories, nothing specific here. This is just for inspiration. These amounts are not our true amounts for our personal budget. I will never provide you with our personal finances. That's something that I am not comfortable doing, and neither is my husband. And so I will always provide you with numbers for the purpose of this video. No one really needs to see the inside, right? This is to help you and to motivate you, to get you started. So don't get stuck on the hamster wheel of trying to find the right system and the right mechanism. Pencil, paper, calculator, good to go. So these categories include anything from monthly to yearly, right? So I took maybe 15 minutes putting this thing together, but that's only because I've already done the pre-work of going through my bank statements and actually highlighting all of my expenses in color code and been able to identify what the exact amounts are. So let's take landscaping or lawn service. If you have a lawn service and you pay $140 per month, but you're not going to pay for 12 months, right? Because depending on where you live, unless you live in a state like Florida where you need probably lawn service 12 months a year, in the East Coast we do not, but you also include other services as part of your lawn service, which is, the sprinkler system and maybe snow removal, whatever, right? But you just take that total amount and then you put that goal amount here in this category. One thing I want to highlight about the due date and the months to save. So for the purpose of this video, I'm saying that these due dates are at the end of any of these given months. That's when it's due. If you have a category in which the amount due is due in the first week of that month, and you will know this by looking at your bank statements, you'll see when they withdraw the money and what day of the month that is. So if you are in the first 2 weeks of the month, what I encourage you to do is you can write the due date, but the months to save should be one less, right? Because if this amount is due in the first week of June, you don't really have 6 months to save. You actually have 5 months to save. So keep that in mind as another takeaway on using this form. So let's go through it. We have Amazon. Let's say we have the landscaping. It's a really basic math. Again, not overcomplicating, really. And it's due at the end of June. I have 6 months to save, so I need to save $210 a month. That's it. It is that simple. On the months that you have, some change, just round up to an even dollar. Round up to a whole dollar so that you don't have to deal with change and none of that. If you can, if you want to. I prefer in most cases to do that. All right. So you see here that I have a couple of examples of how I've rounded up, right? In this instance, because let's say TSA PreCheck is $75 every 2 years, but I want to save for that as soon as possible, it comes out to $12.50 a month, right? Because I want to pay for the next 2 years of TSA PreCheck, I want to pay for that in June, right? I don't want to wait until the end of that cycle to pay for it. And these are broad categories, okay? This is also another great way for us to look at what our expenses are and what are areas that, number one, we didn't know, especially subscriptions. That's like, to me, that is the dark hole. Most people don't even know the subscriptions that they signed up for that they are still taking out of their accounts, because people are reluctant to look at their bank statements. People are reluctant to face the reality of what they're spending and how they're spending it. That's just, as human beings, that is what we do. I've done it myself, but I no longer do that. I want to be very intimate with my bank statement. I want to see where all the money is going and in what categories, and where we can pull back to be able to save more. This exercise will also help you do that. It will help you look at the amounts and your subscriptions and see, do I really need Spotify and Apple Music? For $5 a month, I can save $60 a year. Heck yeah, let's do it, right? Some people like both, right? If this is something that works for you in your budget, go for it. Do you? But if you're trying to save money and you're trying to pay for things proactively and you are really focused on getting out of debt, this is a good practice. This is definitely a good exercise to go through that highlights some of those gaps. And so we have cart maintenance, we have a cleaning service. Some people do and some people don't have a cleaning service. This is dependent on your lifestyle. I put in a category here for Canva, which is for content creators. If you want to use the pro version, then there's a subscription amount for that. This is all relative to your goals, your financial goals, and your personal financial budget. I am not saying that you need all these categories. Whatever categories apply to you, that is what you want to add on here. And so you go through the exercise, you list them all down, you put the goal amount, right? So you take whatever it's due monthly, you write that here, the due date, your months to save, and then you get your totals. And for the purpose of this video, I'm saying that I need $566.50 a month to save. If you are on a monthly budget, this is the number you're going to use. If you are on a bi-weekly budget and you do it per pay period, you need to save $283.25 per week, per pay period. If you are on a weekly budget, $142 a week. And that's only because I rounded up because it was like 141 and 70 something cents. So I just rounded it up to $142. Okay. And if you go back to my other videos where I talked about the monthly budget, where would this category go? Well, it would go in here, in this savings category. I'm using the Budget Mom monthly worksheet. This is where it would go. So if I'm focused on a zero-based budget and I now have this $566 for the year, right? For the full amount that I need to save per month. Listen, guys, we may need to make some changes here. We may need to adjust these numbers here a little bit to accommodate the $566.50 that we need to save for a month. If you are using the bi-weekly method, in my other video, I also have a video on this as well. You have here the two budgets. Let's just pretend this is January. You now have your bi-weekly paychecks. Okay, I have added a category of sinking funds. Please, people, do not overcomplicate. Get yourself a pack of these. They sell these at the Dollar Tree too. they're not this brand, but you can get any kind of highlighter that your soul desires. Nothing crazy, just keep it simple. You want to use highlighters to go into your bank statements, and you want to highlight the different categories so that they jump out at you. So when you are going in and trying to figure out what these amounts are on your statement, it will be everything that's in pink. And that way, you know to zero in on those amounts, and that'll make it easier for you to apply them to your sinking funds. I, for the purpose of this, used pink. My sinking funds is pink. I'm going to assume this is January of 2024. And I am going to add my sinking funds because I'm saying I'm on a biweekly budget. And I need to make sure that I save $283 every 2 weeks so that I have enough money to cover these expenses. So here are my 2 sinking funds. I've plotted them in on these 2 days. January is a good starting point. It's a reset month, right? It's where a lot of goals are set. It's where a lot of ambitions and what are they called? Oh my God, it just left my brain. There are a lot of things that people do in January that they don't stick to. And most of it is because they don't have it written down and they don't have clarity, or they don't have anything. They haven't done the detailed work on the front end to be able to make sure that they accomplish those goals, right? Because if I just say I'm going to assume I need $750 a month for everything because I spend so much money on things I don't even know. I think it's $750. That number is overwhelming if we don't know it for sure. And so doing the exercise of making sure that you plot in how and where that money is being spent is so important. If you are using the biweekly or the paycheck bill tracker from the Budget Mom, that would go into this category here. So again, your variable expenses may need to be adjusted a little bit. You may need to pack your lunch a month, right? A couple months. You may not be able to eat out as much. Meal prep, cook at home, eat at home. You can make changes here. The question is, do you want to? Right? That is the biggest battle as a human that we deal with is, do I really want to or do I need to? And so if you want to get to a zero-based budget and you want to start saving and getting out of debt, then that's your why. So that's where you're going to make some adjustments here, and you're going to make some slight adjustments in this category. Okay, but going back into my other videos, if you want some inspiration on how to develop this budget, the monthly budget or the bi-weekly budget, just go back and check those out. But I wanted to show you kind of what that looks like holistically when you tie everything together, okay? So that is how we do sinking funds. That is a real basic approach to sinking funds. It is nothing overly complicated. It is nothing that requires a lot of stress or a lot of crazy work. The hardest part is going through your bank statements. One of the things that I want to do is I actually want to do a video on bank statements and how to use your highlighters to categorize those different areas. If I can find just a generic bank statement that I can highlight, because I will not use my own personal one, but if I can find one, then I'll definitely do a video on that. If you guys have any other ideas on any kind of printables that you would like for me to do, because I would love to give these out once a month, please comment. Let me know what it is that you are interested in, that you will that you think will help you, because I want to be of service. That's why I built this channel. That's why I created this channel. Number one, to hold myself accountable, and number two, to be of inspiration and motivation to many of you out there, because I want you to know that you're not alone. I too have been there, and these are the instruments that I have used that have helped me tremendously. We were in about $60,000 worth of debt, credit card debt, not even including student loans. So it was a total debt of about $95,000. The only thing I have left is $4,000 in my student loan, and I have a car payment that I will be done with in February. And then in 2026, 2026, end of 2025, we should be completely done with our mortgage. So the goal is by the start of 2026, in 2 years, we will be 100% debt free. And I tell you, that is the biggest motivator in the world. Was I this motivated 5 years ago when we were almost $90,000 overall in debt? No, I was not. I felt overwhelmed. The anxiety was through the roof, and I had to do a lot of introspective work. And we as a family had to buckle down and figure out how we are going to challenge ourselves and how we are going to get through this. And fast forward 5 years, I'm so proud of the journey, and I'm so proud of just all the things that I have implemented to get us to where we are today. So please don't feel as though you can't do this. I know that you can. If I could do it, there's so many other women out there that have done this as well. I encourage you to get inspired through YouTube videos, through different means, but don't get so boggled down in watching so many videos that you don't actually apply the practices, the instruments, or the techniques. Watch, learn, but implement. If I can give you any kind of advice, that would be it. Don't go down the rabbit hole of just watching video after video and feeling overwhelmed by all of the different processes. Find the one that works for you, even if that's writing it on the back of an envelope, and just get to doing it. That is all that I have for you today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you enjoyed this sinking funds overview. If you want this template, just go in my comments. It's going to be added there. I thank you so much. I love this community. I can't wait to come back to you next Sunday with a new video. So if you have any ideas, please comment below and like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Adios.